Hi, I'm Val Jeffrey of The Better Part, and today's program is being brought to you from Prospect High School in Saratoga, where we're at the wood carving show for the Santa Clara Valley Carvers Club. And with me is a gentleman who's just won first prize. So tell me, what's it like to win first prize?
Oh, it's very nice, thank you.
Okay, we have more fun to come. Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Better Part, a program by and for seniors and devoted to exploring the many facets of those better years of our lives. The name of our program is inspired by a quotation from Robert Browning. Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made. Now, sit back and enjoy a program made especially to provide seniors with useful information, plus some lighter moments to brighten your day.
So the raffle this year, this is your moneymaker, I guess, and it looks like an ark. Tell me about that.
Right. We decided to do the ark this year. We have a member in our club who makes arks. He's made 20 or so for his children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So he's made them all an ark, and then each year he carves another pair of animals for Christmas for each one of them. So he just stays busy all year carving animals. For this show, he volunteered to make the ark, and the club members all made the animals. And then another club member made the quilt that you see to the right of the ark. He's not doing. And the quilt is a bunch of what we call chip carving. And so it's a bunch of chip carving plates all put together, and that's just called a quilt. Makes a nice wall hanging.
So all the proceeds from this go to the local carvers, or what?
It goes to this club to help defray the cost of this building and putting this show on.
So what are these things, Ron? Is this wood?
No, these are gourds, and we've just recently included them in our show. So they carve them and they paint them, and they're all different shapes and forms, and it's quite an art in itself. There's a lot of gourd clubs around the United States, and we have these ladies who belong to one in this area. So we've invited them to come to our show too for added interest, and they turn out beautiful work.
So Ron, what's on this table?
Well, these are the lifetime work of one Jack Swindlehurst, one of our members. So during this show, this is where he has an opportunity to bring all of his things out and display them. So obviously these are things he hasn't sold and he hasn't given away, and he's keeping them for his children most likely.
Okay, we go find some more. Got some beautiful carvings here. Actually looks like it's black walnut, is that correct?
It is black walnut, yeah.
And what's your name?
Gino Sordi, S-O-R-D-I, Sordi is the way it sounds, yeah.
Where are you from?
Sacramento right now, yeah.
So you've come for quite a long way to put your carvings in.
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me a little bit about this one, Buffalo Hunt.
Well, I love Indians and cowboys and the Western art, you know, and so that's why it appeals to me. So I mean, you can see most of my work is in the cowboys and Indians more than anything else. So, yeah, so I mean, I love that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, so I try to create it. Yeah.
This looks like a lifetime's work.
It is. I've been at it for over 35 years. Yeah.
I can see the love in it, Gino.
Well, like I said, God gave me the gift, so I mean, that's why I carved the Pietà and everything else, and so I mean, it's He gave me the gift, and I've used it, you know, as a gift. Yeah.
How do you decide what you're going to carve?
Well, I see something that appeals to my eyes, then I try to change it to make it my own, because everybody does the same thing. You know, we're all human and everything else. So I look at something and I say, well, you know, why can't I do it this way or that way? Because every artist, you know, the human being and the animal, they're basically the same. But we're all different in the different features and whatnot. So it's the same thing with me, you know. If I see something, I change it and make it my own, you know. And basically all artists do the same thing, yeah. So.
It's just so beautiful. Do other people get the opportunity to see this? Where do you display your work?
Excuse me, at carving shows. Then, like I said, the people in Sacramento that know me come over to the house and see something, because I've carved about close to 70 different pieces, yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. Then I've worked for the church and everything else. So I made the altar in the St. Peter's Church and different things and whatnot, yeah.
So 70 pieces in how many years?
Well, for the last 30 years, 35 years, yeah.
It's beautiful. Thank you for showing them to me today.
I'm glad you came over.
Thanks.
It's nice to be on TV for a change.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Found some beautiful work here. This is turning, and it's not a man this time, it's a lady. What's your name?
Dottie Bang.
How long have you been doing this, Dottie?
Oh, for about between 5 and 10 years. 5 years I started getting serious. In the last 5 years, I've been able to come up with some nicer products than I did earlier. Thanks to the club that I joined, the West Bay Turners. You see things that you can, I won't say copy, but you get ideas from. So it's nicer that way.
So how do you decide what shape you're going to do it? How do the ideas come to you?
Well, the wood kind of tells you a lot of times as you're turning, you run into holes in the wood, nails and things like that, and it determines the shape of your bowl to some degree, depending on how good the wood is or how bad it is. Like a lot of these here with these big voids in it, you kind of have to go change your style a couple of times before you finish your bowl, because there's so many holes.
But that adds to the beauty.
That's right, right.
Do you have something in the competition today?
No.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Val. I'm with The Better Part. We're doing a program on wood carving, judging wood carving, actually. What's your name?
Lola.
And how long have you been judging?
Oh my, probably about 15 years.
Long time.
Yes.
What category are you judging today?
Well, this right now is called utilitarian.
So they've got a purpose.
Mostly ornamental, decorative, that kind of thing.
So what are you looking for?
Oh, well, we look at, like this one, for instance, we're looking at how well it's put together, the cutting around the letters, how clean cut they are. And we also look on the inside, because this is like a jewelry box. And we look to see the gluing and all of these little things here, how well it's finished, if there's a lot of roughness, if there's, we like to see how it's joined, to see if it's together properly, no gaps, things like that.
And so this is in competition with this one here.
This one and this one.
And this one, okay. Tell me about this one here.
Okay, let's see here.
Leave it that way so you can see it. Oh.
This is a relief carving. And here we're looking for 3D. And this is a cribbage board,
Oh,
looks
I love
like.
it. Do you play crib?
No, I haven't. Here we're looking again for the cuts, how clean they are, and if there's little things like that.
So somebody would have lost a point for that little bit left in there?
Yeah, they should be really nice, clean cuts. Here again, we're looking for 3D. Does it go back in, or is it all on one level? You know, all those things. Oh, yes. Okay.
So when you judge it, do you give points? How does the judging work?
Yes, we have several different points for several different categories. There's artistic impact, utilization of the medium, which is, how well did they use the wood, correctness, 3D features, composition. Then on their carving skills, we say, okay, how difficult was this item to do? The technical skill of the person, the way the care and execution, which would mean, okay, how well did they carve it, and does it, show that they took a lot of care into it, or they just throw it together? The finish, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So there's several different categories that we use.
Right. Well, when you first look at something, you say to yourself, hey, this is really neat. I like that. Mm-hmm. They get points for that.
Well, yeah, you would say, okay, you say to yourself, would I buy this piece? That's one good way.
That's the clue. Would I buy this?
Right. That's one of them.
And then you look deeper into it and you look for flaws. Suppose somebody has made a bit of a boo-boo and filled in but made a good job of it. Would they lose points for that or gain points because they've
Not necessarily.
So all does not fail if you make a mistake. You can still put it in a
No.
competition.
You can make a mistake, but if you correct it properly, it can still be good.
Okay, tell me about this one here.
Well, that's very different. It looks like it's supposed to be a primitive axe, and this comes off. And so this is very different. I've never had to judge one quite like this before, but here again, we look at, the cuts. How clean are the cuts? This one looks like it was meant to be primitive, would be my guess.
So that's the point. It's meant to be primitive, and primitive wouldn't be perfect. So
Right.
it's very hard to judge between something like this and something that should be clean cut.
Exactly.
So how do you do that?
Well, it's kind of difficult.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult.
There's a lot of work gone into this.
Yes, it is. Tremendous amount of work.
So
in
what are
that.
you looking at when you're judging him?
Well, usually you're looking at a piece like this, you think, okay, it's laminated. And how well the pieces are put together. Do you see the laminations? Or are they well camouflaged? That kind of thing. You look at the proportions. This is, of course, a caricature. So you wouldn't judge it the same as you would something that's supposed to be realistic.
Right.
So
Well, you've got a tough job ahead of you this afternoon, haven't you? So good luck, and thank you for speaking to me.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, here's the next category. Which category is this?
This particular one is relief, and what we're looking at here is carving down into the wood, but still keeping a base or background. And so each of the different categories have their own particular the relationship of the wood to the carving. And what we're trying to do is come up with the first, second, and third place winners. And what we do after we establish that, we take all the first place winners, put them together, and all the judges, to their own liking, judge which one they think is the best, and that becomes best of show and best of show runner-up. And then at the end of our judging, we will take all of these pieces and present all pieces with their ribbons at the judging tables in the gym. And so the people that come in can look at those, and we don't have a people's choice anymore. We should have it again, which gives the person coming in the ability to, put in his own feelings as to which one is best. But like this particular relief here is very, very well done. Basically, what you're trying to do is, as realistically as possible, bring out the subject matter, which in this case is a rose, and it's very well done, because what you're trying to do is put enough undercut to develop the shadows and to present this piece actually coming out of the wood versus just taking something flat, put it on the wood. So you want it to make it look as realistic as possible. And I don't know if you're going to go into the gym or not, but if you do that, you'll see some very in-depth carvings. And that is the experience of the carver, knowing how to go into the wood and remove as much material to show this piece as it's actually coming out of the wood, and that's what you want to achieve.
I notice even the leaves, they've got so many deep veins in them. It's beautifully done. Do you take into account how long a carving takes when you're judging? I'm looking at the different things here, and obviously this one's taken a lot longer than this one, but this one's beautiful in its own right. Do you take the time into account?
Yeah, you have to. Most of us have been around for a long time. I've been doing this for about 28 years now. So, and to improve, you have to get, more and more into it. So you can see the ability of the carver quite right away. In the old days, we used to differentiate whether they were advanced or expert or novice. Today, we don't try to do that. We try to put everybody on the same category, but that gives a disadvantage sometimes, But you are in reality being judged in your own group. So we do take these particular pieces, and we actually, when we give them awards, we actually give them either an expert, advanced, or novice award. And but in another way, the more inexperienced carvers get to see where they should be going, in what direction. So if they're conscientious about improving, they will.
Do you put things in competitions yourself?
I always have, yes, for many, many years, yeah. I have one piece right now that's in the competition right there. It's a Baroque face that I saw a small picture of Michelangelo's face that was in Florence. Yeah, I try to do things with one piece of wood only, and as difficult as possible.
Right. So knowing that you have something in the competition, obviously someone else is judging that.
Exactly. You never can judge your own, right? Right.
Just want to make sure that everyone knows that.
You just hope yours comes out best, right?
Okay, well, good luck with your competition, and thank you for letting me interview you. Beautiful piece of work. We'll see what wins a little bit later.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please. Thanks.
How do you judge between a bear and a Santa?
Well, they're often, in this case, quite different. So the bear, we would judge him for being what we consider a bear would look like the hump on the shoulders.
The hump on the shoulders is one indication.
And the posture of the animal as to whether he looks realistic or stuffed, And we try to get as much detail, like in this case, we've got a mouth open, which adds a great deal of detail to the animal, and it often requires a lot of detail work, because we all know more or less what a mouth looks like and what it should look like, and we want him to look like a bear with his mouth open,
What about this lion here? Because the lion has no body. He is just...
He's a plaque.
He's a plaque, right.
That would be mounted on a wall most often. So what we have here is the lion's face with the mane and the ears and eyes, of course. And I think she's done quite well. She's a fellow member of our club, so. Yeah. And I'm often asked about, particular characteristics of a particular animal, and in this case, the head, just the head, of course, and so. I'm recalling more about it now as I'm thinking. So I think this depicts a lion's head quite well, and so I'm going to I just judged it accordingly.
Okay, so we'll find out later on who's won in this section. Okay, thank you, Jack.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, you'd be interested to know that judges don't become judges overnight. And I'm here with Janet, and what Janet's doing is she is marking, although she is judging, but at the end of it, she's going to figure out whether she has scored like the professional judges do. Is this difficult to do, Janet?
Yes, it is, very much so, yeah.
How-
because I know how much love and care goes into these, so you hate to be real negative, but you know, it's a good learning tool for everyone.
So how many times are you going to do this before you actually get to judge and your scores get recorded?
This will be hopefully my last apprentice judging, so I'll be official thereafter. Have one more.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for talking to me.
Yes, you're welcome.
I found Joanne Carroll, and she's the chief judge. So what are you doing, Joanne?
Well, right now I'm taking the scores that the judges have done for each of the carvings, putting them into the computer so that we can calculate which carvings will get first, second, and third place.
Okay, so when we get them in there and we know which is one, will you talk to me again?
Oh, sure, definitely. Most definitely. Thank you.
Okay. We'll talk to her later. You saw the beautiful ark that's going to be the raffle prize, and I found the gentleman that made it. His name is Tom Small, and here's some more arks here. How many arks have you carved, Tom?
Well, the one for the club is number 26. I made them for my grandchildren when they get married, and my own 6 children I've made for them. They just can't get out of the habit.
And then you make obviously 2 of everything.
Right. This is just part of what I made up here in the front.
Right.
Is most of it. Whatever she thinks up, I try and carve.
So whatever she thinks up. Hi.
Hi.
You're not a carver yourself?
I'm not a carver myself, no.
But you obviously have input into what gets carved.
Well, yes. I ask for an animal and he researches it, and then he makes it the way he interprets it.
Do you critique it and have him do them over?
I have a couple of times.
Good for you.
A couple of times I have.
How many grandchildren are there?
There are 18 grands and almost 13 greats.
That's wonderful. Do they all have animals?
They don't all have them yet, and he's working on that.
He's working on it.
I got 3 more under construction at home.
And who are they for?
One of them's for a granddaughter getting married next year, and the others are 2 spares, so I don't have to keep doing this day after day.
He's got 2 spares. That's wonderful. Thanks for talking to me.
Okay.
Okay, today we're going to give awards, and I would like to introduce you to Joanne Carroll, our club president.
Okay, so hi, I'm Joanne Carroll. I'm the president of the Santa Clara Valley Carvers Club, as well as the president of the California Carvers Guild, and I'm pleased to award the Best of Show to Frank Devine for his lovely rose vine. Want to take that for a minute? And Best of Show goes to you, and with that you get a special award from Southern Lumber, donated by Southern Lumber, a $100 gift certificate, as well as a Best of Show clock.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations. I'd like to announce the Best of Show runner-up, which goes to Roy Azaki for his lovely carving of 2 otters and a fish on a nutshell. He's got Best of Show runner-up, and with Best of Show runner-up, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And you also get a Southern Lumber Award of $75. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roy. Our Best of Advanced goes to Tom Mullen. Tom's a member of the Southern California Carvers Guild, Santa Clara, and this is his cane, his winning cane. And you have got Best of Class Advanced. Congratulations. And with the Best of Class Advanced, you also get a gift certificate from Southern Lumber. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our Best of Expert Award goes to Bob Howarth. He carved a lovely boot, an old-time boot. That's mine. That's yours. That's right. And you've got Best of Expert. Congratulations. And unfortunately, Bob broke his arm, and it's falling in the snow this past year.
Snowboarding.
And Bob, you're the Best of Class Expert.
Thank you.
As well as a gift certificate from Southern Lumber.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
I just want to know a little bit about you.
Oh, that's a surprise. I thought you wanted to know about CCG. Well, I studied fine arts in college and actually didn't do anything until about 15 years ago when I joined the Santa Clara Valley Carvers. I came to a show here which we held over in the cafeteria of the school and was just infatuated with it, so I decided to pull out my old tools and start carving again. And in the meantime, I've taken on presidency of the club a couple times. I'm now president of the California Carvers Guild, and I'm the chief judge for the North.
Well, it's been a wonderful show here today.
Thank you.
And I'm just surprised that there's a woman heading the organization.
It was, yes, thank you. It was a surprise to me as well. It was a very tight race.
Well, congratulations, and thanks again.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a good time here at the show. Great, thank you.
Thank you. We hope that you've enjoyed today's program. Information about our club can be found at the Cupertino Senior Center by phoning 408-777-3150 or visit our website, thebetterpart.com. Thank you for watching. And there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Well, the donkey's mouth anyway.